Audiences first met Natasha Romanoff in Iron Man 2, and she went on to appear in 7 more films, with her 8th and final appearance coming in the long-awaited Black Widow solo film, which will fill in the 2-year gap between Captain America Civil War and Avengers Infinity War and show us more of her pre-Avenger life, and she has got quite the history. Hey, and welcome to Screen Rant. I'm Greg Elliott, and today we're going to take a look at Black Widow's entire timeline in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So, let's start at the beginning.
What if I fail? You'll never fail.
Natasha was born in Russia in 1984 and was recruited young into the KGB's Red Room Academy, where she became their star pupil. For one of her first assignments, she went undercover as part of a family with Alexei Shostakov, Malina Vostokov, and Yelena Belova, but the mission ultimately resulted in them splitting up. After her Red Room graduation, which involved killing an innocent man and being sterilized to avoid distractions, Black Widow defected and joined up with S.H.I.E.L.D. After they sent Clint Barton to kill her, but he instead asked to recruit her. Natasha would go on to do a lot of jobs together with Hawkeye, including the famous Budapest mission, and the two would become close friends.
Just like Budapest all over again!
You and I remember Budapest very differently.
In the early 2000s, Natasha went undercover modeling under the name Natalie Rushman, also getting degrees from the University of Southern Carolina, interning at Hammer Industries, and was actually shot by the Winter Soldier in the Ukraine while protecting a nuclear scientist. After recovering, Fury assigned her to keep an eye on Tony Stark, and she eventually revealed herself to him and helped him take down Ivan Vanko. Thanks to some Marvel tie-in comics, we know Natasha was there when Emil Blonsky took on the Hulk and later became Abomination, and she did some more undercover work in Moscow looking for stolen Stark Industries weapons before recruiting Bruce Banner for the Avengers and closing the Chitauri portal in the Battle of New York.
Okay. That one's on me.
You're damn right.
After saving the world, Black Widow teamed up with Steve Rogers for a while, but when Alexander Pierce turned Cap into a fugitive, the two of them went on the run together, taking on the Winter Soldier and S.H.I.E.L.D. after learning it had been infiltrated by Hydra, which eventually led to her past being exposed, the reassembling of the Avengers, the start of a romance and the whole sun going down thing with Bruce, and taking on Ultron. The fallout from the Battle of Sokovia and the unfortunate events in Lagos led to the events of Captain America Civil War, where Natasha, as the new second-in-command of the Avengers, took on the Winter Soldier once again, joined Team Iron Man, and kinda fought against Clint, before ultimately switching sides and allowing Cap and Bucky to escape, then once again going on the run because of that.
T'Challa told Ross what you did, so they're coming for you.
I'm not the one that needs to watch their back.
We're now to the 2-year time period the Black Widow movie will fill in for us, where Natasha is off the grid, staying as far away from Thunderbolt Ross as she can as he hunts her down for breaking the Sokovia Accords. She pops back up in Scotland with Cap and Falcon to help Vision and Scarlet Witch against the Black Order, then briefly reunites with Bruce before fighting in the Battle of Wakanda. We know that didn't go too well for, well, the entire universe, but Natasha and the remaining Avengers did finally find Thanos and took him out. Afterwards, Natasha headed up what was left of the Avengers for the next 5 years. After learning about the quantum realm and the possibility of undoing the snap, she made her way to Japan to find and bring back Clint, and as part of the time heist, the two old friends found themselves on Vormir to retrieve the Soul Stone. Although Clint tried hard to not let her, Natasha ultimately sacrificed herself for the greater good, allowing Clint to finally reunite with his family, and also helping to once again save the world. Unfortunately, they couldn't use the stones to bring her back, so her death really is permanent, but the new Black Widow film will give us one more chance to see her again and learn a little more of her story. Over the last decade, Black Widow became one of the most important characters in the MCU, but although Scarlett Johansson might be done with the role, we've got a feeling that Florence Pugh's Yelena Belova might very well be taking up the Black Widow name in the near future. So make sure you keep coming back to Screen Rant as the MCU continues to expand. I'm Greg Elliott, thank you for watching, and we will see you next time.